Entangled alliances and miscalculations could lead to a larger war. The launch of World War I is infamous for its deadly domino line of alliances, crises, and escalations, and it is that labyrinthine history to which my mind turns in response to the rapid-fire news out of Syria this month. Last Monday, a U.S. coalition aircraft shot down a Syrian government plane, the second direct U.S. strike against the Bashar al-Assad regime to date. Within hours, Assad's allies in Moscow announced Russian forces in Syria would shoot down any American or coalition planes caught west of the Euphrates, an area that comprises about a third of Syrian territory and includes Raqqa, the de facto capital of the Islamic State. The Pentagon soon responded in kind, indicating U.S. troops would not hesitate to return fire if their sorties face Russian interference. Meanwhile, Assad's other major ally, Iran, upped its military involvement in Syria, firing missiles at ISIS targets in retaliation for the terrorist organization's attack in Tehran. This escalation comes as U.S. forces downed 2 Iranian drones in the span of 2 weeks and bombed an Iranian-backed militia. Whether these dominoes are tipped or merely wobbling is subject to debate. There is reason to believe the statement from Moscow should be taken with a sizable grain of salt. The Russian Foreign Ministry claimed it shuttered the communications channel used to coordinate air activity in Syria with the Pentagon, but latest reports indicate the hotline is still open. It could be that the threat to take down U.S. aircraft is likewise more bluster than true belligerence. So perhaps last week's developments are just a big wobble, but that does not mean there are no dominoes. The United States military intervention in Syria is a dangerous game indeed, creating a real risk of great power conflict with Russia and her allies. If that hazard was not obvious before last week, it is glaring now. It is also unnecessary, for the United States has no vital national interest at stake in Syria. View the situation without the world police glasses the Washington establishment has worn for decades, and this becomes evident. The conflict in Syria is a monstrous fight, but that does not make it our fight. A point President Trump once realized. What will we get for bombing Syria besides more debt and a possible long-term conflict? He asked on Twitter in 2013 with insight that seems to be missing today. Nor is there a plausible path to anything resembling victory for the U.S., even the unlikely best-case scenario, a tidy defeat of ISIS and ouster of Assad achieved without tipping into war with Russia, would come at enormous human and financial cost, produce a new, debt-funded nation-building commitment of massive proportions, and, if recent misadventures in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya are any guide, settle into a destabilizing morass of power vacuum, proxy fighting, insurgency, and surge.